Over 5,000 humans have died here from fentanyl since I started working directly in the community. It affects everyone. Anyone that's using it, it'll affect them. You know, everyone calls it the shrimp tail epidemic because it causes everyone to fold over like a shrimp. That's what they're calling it right now.
San Francisco is celebrated for its breathtaking beauty, a testament to its resilience as described by the Visitors Bureau. Amidst the vibrant skyscrapers and bustling streets, the city boasts diverse open spaces and eclectic cuisine, embodying a community that prospers despite challenges. A neighborhood like the Tenderloin district south of Market is grappling with a profound drug crisis. Yet this adversity presents a transformative opportunity for residents to unite and drive positive change, inspiring growth, renewal, and the discovery of inner strength. Here in the Tenderloin district, a decades-long struggle with addiction is blossoming into a triumphant journey of hope and renewal. As community-led initiatives and harm reduction strategies are being implemented to address the ongoing impact of substance abuse, which has been exacerbated by the shift from heroin to fentanyl. As a result of its profitability, illicit fentanyl is being manufactured by Honduran criminal organizations in makeshift facilities, where they are developing recipes and producing a synthetic final product with inconsistent quality. Consumers report that fentanyl is available in various varieties. It's easy to empathize with addicts when we realize that fentanyl has become a harsh reality in downtown San Francisco's Tenderloin district area.
Police arrest nearly 100 people in the Tenderloin.
San Francisco is trying to get rid of the drug.
Tonight in the fight against fentanyl in San Francisco.
Tenderloin residents.
The Tenderloin. It's Tenderloin neighborhood.
San Francisco's Tenderloin.
With fentanyl.
In the Tenderloin.
Today, the Tenderloin.
3 people shot in the city's Tenderloin neighborhood.
We have to have a healthy fear of consequences in San Francisco.
Of all the that has destroyed our city.
We're priceless. You know, there's no price tag on us. So a life is a life. That's someone's daughter, someone's son, you know, someone's father, someone's mother. I mean, if I was out there like that, I would want someone to try to save me. So it's just respect and compassion and empathy for the soul that's still suffering. Because I too was once out there, just not on fentanyl. You know, I had my own demon I was fighting, but, you know, someone believed in me, so I want to believe in them.
Fentanyl is now sweeping through North America at an alarming rate since it hit the streets. But we can make a profound difference by raising awareness that drug overdose has become the leading cause of death for those under 35. And it's truly heartbreaking to find anyone in the Tenderloin who hasn't lost a loved one. Yet it's incredibly inspiring to see how strong and resilient the community has become in the face of adversity.
Once you got housing, you can do counseling, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But that person's away from everything, and they can lock themselves in their apartment for 3-4 days and kick. Because that's all it is. 3-4 days, you kick it. The jumping spiders, the puking, the shitting on yourself, it can all be over, and you don't have to be embarrassed. You can take care of it right there in your house, right?
Most of the people that are here from LA, that's how they got here, is because they got out of prison from doing.
Well, the prison people don't need to stop coming here.
The life sentence, but they can't go back home.
You got a convicted killer right here. I got out 7 months ago, who looks at this world and says, what the happened to this world, man?
Democrats, we don't have time to waste. We don't have time to mess around and to figure things out.
Incumbent Mayor London Breed lost re-election in San Francisco to Daniel Lurie.
I have not seen now one politician walk down here and see what's really going on. They sit behind the desk in the office and go by the numbers instead of getting out here seeing what's really going on. They want to get rid of urban alchemy. Get rid of urban alchemy, I guarantee you this city is going to become really, really bad in chaos because the police ain't doing shit. They worse than the people they put in the back seat. Some of them need to be in jail their damn self.
Fentanyl's most insidious effect is the resilience it inspires in its victims, who, even as it devastates their community, find the courage to seek support and hold on to hope for a better future. In the hardest hit neighborhood, the Tenderloin district, the very individuals in the midst of its grip are spearheading a truly heroic comeback.
As mayor, I've learned that you can't solve what you can't see. And one of the greatest challenges we face is the dual crisis of homelessness and drug addiction.
I'm afraid that this is going to kill me if I don't stop now. Like, it could be, I could go in an hour or two and take a hit, and it could be the one that takes me out. Nobody ever knows.
The newly elected mayor has also established innovative triage centers, including a highly successful location on 6th Street in downtown San Francisco. The Triage Center on 6th Street offers a beacon of hope with housing services, food, clothing, refreshments, and rehabilitation services, empowering addicts and homeless individuals to rise above their challenges and unlock a brighter future.
I work in a homeless shelter. I've become firsthand experienced by trying to help several people get off the streets. I'm finding that it's a lot harder than you think. There's an excess of people on the streets that need to get off the streets. Some want to, some don't. But there's not enough resources. There's not enough emergency shelters for people that are sick.
You have a very unhealthy populace that is addicted to fentanyl down here. And how are you? And the reality is most of their decisions are based around trying to feed that addiction. So at the end of the day, hey, the police have a skill set. The police have a toolbox, and the tools that the police have are very different than the tools that maybe public health has or other services have. So if you rely on the police department to solve this problem, then I'm going to have to use the tools that I have available to me. At the end of the day, though, the reality is if you can get folks healthy, you will eliminate most of the issues that we're trying to address.
Inside this harm reduction center, a beacon of hope dispenses clean injection equipment to locals through a hole in the wall, empowering them to take control of their health and prevent overdoses and the transmission of blood-borne viruses like hepatitis and HIV. Operating 5 days a week and distributing approximately 100,000 syringes monthly. There's staff on a hot team response unit working in shifts to heroically reverse street overdoses.
I'm an addict. Yes, I have a diagnosed brain disorder, which is what addiction is, classified by the American Medical Association. But that's boring. I'd rather talk about the addict community here, specifically in San Francisco. When I say I've been all over the world, I've been all over the world. I've used drugs in probably every continent, and I have never seen a community of addicts that a local government goes out of its way to excessively abuse and use for their local politics. And it's really disheartening, and it's sad.
I started using when I was 15. Yeah, when I was really young. I got into it with my other boyfriend, and it's just been really hard, you know what I mean? Been trying to quit, been trying to go to rehab and stuff. But I don't know.
Code Tenderloin, urban alchemy and community ambassadors are transforming alleyways into harbingers of hope, providing vital medical interventions and leveraging the efficacy of naloxone, a fentanyl antidote commonly known by its brand name Narcan.
Okay. Poignant, that shit was funny. It's not funny to us. The ambulance coming anyway. They're going to check you out. Okay, thank you. She's wide awoke and she's smiling and she's taking
Oh, good. Look at the Civic Center, how clean that was. That used to be infested, bro. You know what I'm saying? So a person can't tell me that there's nothing they can do about it. All they gotta do is get the right people to put it in the right place, man. And they do the push, and the community work together. You know, like the police is out here working together with us. This is how it's gonna work, man. You know what I'm saying? But they also need to open up more spaces for people to go in to get resources in, you know?
The city of San Francisco has allocated millions of dollars to combat the crisis. And while efforts like this have yielded notable progress, it has occasionally posed an extraordinary challenge for lawmakers. The situation has become so dire that the average life expectancy is officially decreasing, prompting the declaration of a public health emergency. Nevertheless, the city is rising to the challenge with determination and resilience to reverse the trend and create a brighter future. This has led to a profound distrust among community members here towards those in authority. 75% of all 911 calls in the Tenderloin district originate from these 5 blocks south of Market. Despite lingering negative perceptions, the police assert that their approach is guided by pragmatism. And it is indeed evident that public drug use occurs openly in their presence.
It takes just this, what we're doing right now, people that care about hearing about it. Somebody that does not judge you before you say that you have a fentanyl problem. It was always an opium problem. I already liked it, relaxers. When I was a child, I liked pop pills, Vicodins and stuff, dance. So that's where I came very highly addicted to something like fentanyl. I remember when I first took it, there was a piece of foil on the floor, some Spanish, or maybe even she was maybe Native or something. It was an Indian looking woman. Anyway, she never was seen after that, but it's kind of like, you know, surreal. She came in with another person that I'd never seen before. I still haven't seen these people ever since that day, but it was the first time it was ever introduced to me. I found it on the floor. It was a piece of foil, and I was like, wow, this shit looks hella cool. I'm like, what is they smoking? I'm like, they're not smoking, Chris. I'm like, because it's red. I'm like, damn. And it was white. It was a white chunk. I want to see how that shit melts. It was kind of like that cocaine era when people say that when they first found out about cocaine, it kind of reminded me of that, because fentanyl kind of had the same kind of effects upon my mind that people had described how cocaine had on theirs.
Me, I'd rather smoke pot and cigarettes and drink alcohol. In fact, I don't mind. I'm gonna tell you, the truth is, I'm a hardcore alcoholic, but it's legal. So I can't really think it's such a bad thing, even though I know better, okay? But it's legal.
This is the heart of 6th Street right here, man. The heart of 6th Street, where everybody come, you want to let go and don't give a damn and don't care no more, and it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's the heart of it right here, man. 6th Street is the mecca of it, man. The sadness of the sadness, unfortunately.
San Francisco is experiencing its lowest homelessness rate on record, accompanied by growing hardship of addiction. Homeless individuals have congregated on a concrete sidewalk across the street, which is plagued by the unpleasant odor of feces and urine. Although the conditions are brutal, they feel compelled to form a temporary community due to a lack of alternative options. For many individuals in this area, drugs serve as their primary means of solace, and instances of overdose are frequently observed.
Frisco's been good, man. A lot of opportunity, but a lot of heartaches, man. I came out here, I want to say about a year ago, on some wrong stuff I was doing. I got involved with some wrong people, and I decided to let go. So I decided to change my life. I went into rehab, and I changed my life, but I ended up relapsing again. You know, a little bump in the road. But, you know, now I'm going to get back on track, do what I got to do, you know?
Fentanyl has left this like a mark in here in San Francisco's history. Fentanyl will be remembered, unfortunately. It's just affected it so much. Even if they clean up the streets, it's still gonna be known for, oh, that's the city where the fentanyl happened, you know? Fortunately. I think like every month, I probably save like 3 or 4 lives a month. Yeah, like 3 or 4 lives. Like 5. A lot. Oh shit. So it's kind of like what goes around comes around. So like if y'all ever see me like on the concrete, please, and I'm not moving or breathing, please check, because I want to live. And most of the time they've been grateful being revived. Like they don't want to die, you know. So I don't want to die either. That's why.
I say for an overdose, if you Narcan them first, if you Narcan them and they still not, it depends, man, on how much they got in their system. You never know for real, you know. But most of the time, if you Narcan them at least 2 or 3 times, and at least 5 to 10 minutes go by, it's a chance they can overdose, and you know, that can be it. Yeah.
Fentanyl is the primary cause of overdose. Many believe that societal attitudes toward the homeless population can be a critical factor, highlighting the importance of fostering inclusive community environments that promote connection. San Francisco is a prosperous city surrounded by luxury real estate. And in contrast to most United States cities, San Francisco has isolated poverty in distinct areas. As the city experiences gentrification, residents are progressively displaced, and the area formerly spanning 5 square blocks is now reduced to 2 or 3 square blocks, with many residents grappling with daily substance dependency.
Daniel Lurie's a billionaire. Maryland and Breed was trying to get there by using the city. Now, that's neither here nor there. So what I'm saying is this. She didn't clean up San Francisco like she was promising. We still had so much dope, smoke, everything. We had everything that was bad on these streets. Was she trying to clean it up? She say so. I don't know. But I could tell you this. Daniel Lurie, whom I canvassed for, I worked for, everything he's saying, he's doing. Cleaning up 6th Street, combating the war on opiates, combating the war on fentanyl. Daniel Lurie's getting it in. So that's the difference between London Breed and Daniel Lurie. 6th Street at nighttime was a mess. Daniel Lurie took over, became the mayor. Now, 6th Street at night is full of police.
Sending all these people that are on parole and have to live in a parole place and you know, an on-site place because they're on parole. They live at like on 211 or whatever it's called.
Yeah, no, 111. I mean,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So sending people.
Taylor, 101
yeah,
Taylor.
101 Taylor. Why send him here? Send him to Texas. You know, I mean, I don't think they should be allowed to come here. This city has enough problems.
I mean,
so sending all these people that have done 30 years for murder,
coming out of prison,
they can't even adjust. This is too much to adjust to when you've been in prison for a long time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, whoa, it's too much.
Redemption. Watch that movie.
Yeah, no, I'd rather not. I did once. But so here's what I would like to do. I think the city has a chance, and I think that I want to say his last name, but I don't know it, so I'm not going to embarrass myself because my speech is slurred and impaired. But I'll say that I think that the new mayor is doing a great job for as little time as he's been in here. He's really cleaned it up, and I even have to watch my P's and Q's because I'm not special. I'll go down just like everybody else. But with that being said, I think I'm going to let him clean it up, and I'm going to run for mayor when he's not a mayor anymore.
Donald Trump need to come down here and do a mass deportation, strip San Francisco of all federal fundings, make it go bankrupt until they get rid of that sanctuary policy, because they protecting murderers and drug dealers, which is Hondurans. When they get caught selling drugs, they hide behind a policy that's passed by the board of supervisors. They come on and stand on 6th and Stevenson in front of the Golden Market and sell drugs, a deadly poison drug called fentanyl. And the police won't do nothing to them, but they'll harass a black person. They harass me. They harass black people, but they let the Hondurans sell drugs. Now, I want the people to help me make sense of that.
Maybe we need to put a little bit more effort on the front and not the back. Reality is people make their money treating the problem. Simplest analogy for that. We talk about housing people. Housing people does not prevent people from becoming homeless in the first place. Many people that end up in this lifestyle come from very good families. And somewhere in that beginning, something broke down, something was not working that might have moved them in the direction of getting involved in drugs, going down this path that has led them to living on the street. Okay? Housing that person does not prevent the next person from becoming, homeless.
Beneath San Francisco's gleaming facade of innovation lies a starkly different narrative, one of desperation and lost mere blocks from tech giants. The city's sidewalks double as morgues, benches bear the weight of forgotten lives, and alleyways echo with fentanyl's deadly presence. This isn't just a housing issue, it's a city crumbling from within. The stories that follow are warnings, but not just numbers. The city of San Francisco anticipates allocating nearly $1 billion each year to combat homelessness. However, the streets continue to experience increased tension, more frequent sirens, and a surge in evictions, with rent prices averaging $4,000 for a $600 monthly dwelling. A crisis of significant proportions is not visible in city hall meetings, nor does it identify itself with a NAMA tag or patiently wait in line for a shelter bed.
I personally haven't OD'd, but my sister has a couple times, probably about 10 times. And a couple other of my friends have actually died from the fentanyl, being in the crystal meth. And yeah, I've tested it, they are putting the fentanyl in the crystal meth and the cocaine. I've tested it and found out that, yeah, they are. They do that to addict people to make more money, obviously. I've been homeless now for about 2 years, ever since my house burned down. But me and my girlfriend came out here and our car broke down and it's sitting on the side of the road. I'm trying to fix it now, so that's how it happened, basically. The real is, if you want it to be good, it's good. If you want it to be bad, it's gonna be bad, Everybody knows that, especially in the Tenderloin. Like, you can't come here thinking that it's all good and go looking for the bad, Honestly, like if you want to do good, it's good here.
My baby girl is gone. She got killed last week. 3 different drugs. But at the end of the day, she's in a better place than that place. But this place is getting better to a certain parts of the city, but it's getting worse in the other part of the city. So my opinion is, if y'all really want to do something and do the right thing on some real shit, though, that fentanyl's got to go.
When I come out of my house, sometimes it's a whole bunch, like 20, 30 people right there by my door in the front of my building, smoking dope, smoking fentanyl, or to try not to inhale the fumes, because if I inhale it and then I'm very sick, and he has to take me to the hospital at 2 in the morning because I have trouble breathing.
What I love about San Francisco, it's very welcoming to everybody from anywhere in the world, different types of people, from different walks of life. Right now, I would say the cons would be mainly maybe within the immediate downtown area, maybe the cleanliness, and I feel like not enough resources for like mental health and maybe dual diagnosis people.
If fentanyl is the primary cause of overdose, many believe that societal attitudes toward the homeless population can be a critical factor, highlighting the importance of fostering inclusive community environments that promote connection, support, and understanding. The detrimental impact of homelessness and addiction is unmistakable in this area, but the community's resilience and humanity shine through. Amidst an environment characterized by extensive intoxication, a somber consideration arises: how many lives have been spared as a direct result of naloxone? Upon the arrival of a new day, substantial crowds of individuals coping with addiction assemble to openly use substances on Jesse Street, Stevenson Street, and Mission Street. Fentanyl addicts are joined by immigrant narcotics dealers masquerading as addicts. The government in the United States does not support the use of supervised drug consumption centers, nor does it sanction them. Across the world, there are over 100 such centers, and none have reported an overdose death. While interviewing a Tenderloin resident, our team encountered a fire outbreak in an apartment on Eddy Street. Fortunately, no lives were lost, although serious injuries occurred, and the fire department managed to rescue a resident's cat from the windowsill.
So a little before 6 o'clock this evening, San Francisco Fire received numerous 911 reports of a fire at the intersection of Eddy and Hyde Street here in San Francisco. First and engine companies arrived on scene really quickly and confirmed a working fire on the 6th floor of this 6-story multi-residential dwelling you see over my shoulders. Fire, flames, smoke, and a person hanging on a balcony is what the first and engine companies and truck companies observed. We were able to quickly get firefighters up to the 6th floor using the stairs and a ladder truck to the actual fire escape where the individual was requiring rescuing. That individual was rescued and is being treated by San Francisco paramedics for serious conditions.
Wow.
That individual also had one cat that he was clinging on to during that rescue. That cat is safe with that individual. We're working with animal care control to make sure that that cat gets the attention it needs. During the course of this fire, no additional rescues or injuries were associated to this fire. Near the end of this fire, a cat was observed clinging to the 6th floor window balcony. During the course of this fire, a cat was observed clinging to a 6th floor window with one of its paws hanging over it. Firefighters quickly deployed a ladder from a ladder truck and a firefighter from inside. We were able to get that cat safely off of the ledge and bring that cat to its owner. The owner is the victim who has serious conditions. That cat did appear to be in good condition. Again, that cat is also going to be cared for by San Francisco Animal Care and Control. We have hopes for a speedy recovery for both the human and his 2 cats.
My life has a lot of meaning due to all the people who I've inspired, all the lessons I've learned, all the people I've gotten to talk to, all the elders I've gotten to talk to. Shit, I know I'm here for a reason. You know what I mean? I'm not doing so hot today, but shit, through through my good intentions, I've always bounced back, you know. A couple nights of rest. I gotta go to the hospital right now. But after that, like, I'm gonna be in a couple days, my face will be looking normal. And he'll be like, you look like you're 17, you look like you're 19. I'm 27, my teeth are starting to go. I'm trying to get off this dope and prioritize getting my back realigned and getting good teeth.
A lot of people are getting sores all over their body. Kind of looks like MRSA, but it's in that ISO. When I first got here, it was clean. You know, if that's what you got, it was clean. There was no ISO. It was either fentanyl or clean. Then there was super clean, and then there was ISO. And the ISO is the stuff that's got all the chemical in it. It's like the big pharma of it, like what people are making in their basements, you know? I know that it's gotten a lot dirtier, but there's a lot of different traffic that comes through here, a lot of different breed of people that come through here, and they bring new product. This place flushes out and flushes in constantly, so. But I've been using it for a while, and it's costed me a lot, and it's also clarified a lot of things for me too, though. I don't smoke anything but clean dope, so yeah.
One day a lady was crying in the alley up the street in between 7th and 8th, and she was crying real hard like she was at a funeral, and I was really worried about the sister, and she was white, and I said, ma'am, what's wrong? I said, what's going on? I said, why are you crying so hard? I said, what's wrong? And she said she just kept crying, and she started crying harder. And I said, sister, what's wrong? And she said, I'm on fentanyl. And she said, my stomach is hurting real bad. And she said, every time I wake up, when I wake up, I can't remember how I got there or what happened. And I'm really hungry right now. And she said, she started crying again. I didn't have no money, so I didn't have no change. I had some money, but I didn't have no change, I meant to say. So I went to like 3 or 4 different places. They wouldn't give me no change. And the last place I went to, they wouldn't give me no change. And the dude who came in, I was telling him, please, it's an emergency. Can you please give me some change? And the brother gave me some change. And I went and gave her $5. She said, I asked her what would fix her. And she said $5 would be enough to fix her. And I said, how long would it last her? And she said it would last her for up to 12 hours. And I said, I got $5 for you. And then the police came right then, and she dropped the $5 on the ground. As I was walking away, I turned and saw that, because I didn't see the police as I was talking to her. And I came back over to her, and I was like, sister, I was like, I really don't have too much money, and if you don't think you're gonna be able to keep up with this $5, I mean, you know, what can we do? I mean, can you keep up with it? And she was like, yeah. And she started crying again. And the police asked her if she wanted to go to the hospital. She said no, because she wanted to fix. And I went on about my business and went and got some brownies and stuff, and hoping to see her again. I got some brownies to knock that sugar off her back, because she had to have the sugar. And I saw her again at the bus stop across the street, at the 14 Mission bus stop in front of the SSI building. And she was fixed, and she was feeling a lot better. And I felt happy for her, but I was still, that was so sad. That was sad, you know? And all I can say to y'all out there listening and watching is, you know, stay clean and sober. You know what I'm saying? And do what the Lord put you here to do.
The city is expanding access to addiction treatment, including the opioid use disorder medication buprenorphine. The DOP project trains individuals and distributes naloxone, which can reverse opioid overdoses. San Francisco has added residential treatment beds and expanded outpatient services with help of new Mayor-elect Daniel Lurie. After expanding treatment, the city saw a temporary decline in overdose deaths. However, officials noted the problem's underlying causes, including addiction, mental illness, and homelessness, still need to be addressed urgently.
I messed with this guy I've known for years down here, and pretty much he was already on heroin and fentanyl and shooting up and already been through the game and down here for years, denied. And he introduced me to fentanyl, and I didn't know that it make you sick, whatever. He didn't tell me to make you sick. And one day he wasn't around, and I started feeling weird. And I know what was wrong with me. And that's when one of my folks told me, like, you dope sick, whatever. I'm like, what is dope sick? Like, dope sick of what? Like, of opiates. Like, you dope sick. It don't even feel like that. And so I realized that he ain't got me hooked to opiates, whatever. And it changed my life tremendously. I was a CNA phlebotomist. I was doing my thing, living with my pops, living in the same house for like 20 years. And became homeless. Pops ended up dying last year. It's all went downhill from there. Like, and nothing that ever since I got on fentanyl at all. I've been trying for the past like month or two to get off. Cause it's nothing good for me. They're putting shit in there now that make you have different sores on your legs and wounds and make you sick. It's not good.
We haven't had any success with the hot teams yet, but we're hoping to. If we have to be persistent. And some people aren't able to be persistent. They can't travel much. They're physically incapacitated. They're mentally ill. There should be like a mental hospital open or something, but apparently there's not. I know we're in a budget crisis, but it would be nice if someone could step up and focus on the elderly and the mentally ill.
Today has been a progressive day, a very prosperous day, and a much needed progressive day towards personal progress per se, because sometimes you got to know how to take one for the team in order to excel and propel, overall goals and collective goals. We don't desire to, but sometimes we got to know how to step to the side, not step back. You know what I'm saying? Or step down. Because, we are a step up, not a step away. You feel me? And that's a whole lot without saying we just ain't a step off. You know what I'm saying? So just like they say, oh man, people be looking for handouts. Now I say a handout ain't a hand up, but a hand up ain't a handout. So receive a hand up. You never know. You gonna need a hand, and a helping hand ain't a hurting one. So, you never know. You might want to receive that instead of turning it down.
My name is Lamar Mack, man, from Richmond, California, bro. I'm gonna keep it all the way honest, bro. When I first got this job, bro, I just was I was on some old paycheck shit. You know what I mean? But as you go years and years and looking at the situation of people and looking at the community structure and how it is, bro, it strikes a nerve to you to where now it's not a job, it's your duty to try to get shit better. You know what I mean? To try to make shit right. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna make everything right, but your little piece do cause a wave for motherfuckers to follow. You know what I mean? Because I just came for a check, but to be honest with you, back when I first came, bro. Now it's more like, you know what I mean? I'm out here for my 8 hours. This is my community too, bro. I might come out here on a Thursday or Friday when I'm off, bro, with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? In the trend I laid down from Saturday to Thursday, it's gonna set forth. Because now when I bring my daughter out here, she ain't gotta see that shit from what I've been doing for the community. You know what I mean? Opposed to just not doing nothing, letting them do what they do, get high in front of people, businesses, establishments, sleeping right here, paying $3,500 to rent out this space to cook food, so they can't even get in to get a burger. Kids walking down the street for school, they shouldn't be seeing no foil, they shouldn't be asking their mama why he got that pipe in his hand and all that like that. So, it's a little bit of everything, bro.
As of August 26th, 2025, 412 accidental overdose deaths have occurred in San Francisco so far in 2025, according to the Medical Examiner's Office. After a record high in 2023, the city saw a decline in 2024, but deaths have increased again in 2025.
What we're not seeing is we're housing a lot of people way more than we did 10 years ago. But it don't look like it because for every 10 people we house, we get 80 people coming in the next day. So those numbers are just increasing and increasing. And people forget about the 10 people that we did house. But as far as street conditions, our streets are dirtier because there are a lot more people. There are 3 times as many people. there's a lot of open air drug use, and that's because the city made a mandate to take the tents away. When the tent, not that I'm advocating for tents, but when the tents were here, people were using in their privacy. And you didn't see it. You didn't see the needles. You didn't see the foil. You didn't see the pipes, the hooters and all that. Now, because they have outlawed tents, you're seeing everything. It's almost like I go to your house and I take your walls down and you're in the shower. You know, and I want to say, well, you're a streaker. No, you're just in your house and I took your walls away. Now you can't do the things I can do in my house in privacy. So we've taken their privacy away. If we're going to take tents away from people, we need to house them instead of leaving them out there laying on a blanket all night.
So I came here just to buy a sack of drugs, of fentanyl. I don't even know if I say it right. Fentanyl. I came here just to buy a bag and go home, but I liked it here so much that I stayed. I moved here the same day that first day that I got here. I haven't left ever since.
There's not a lot of people that care. There's not. You know, because when I walked around in 2021 asking a bunch of the unhoused folks what caused them to get on fentanyl, like they're, you know, why they're on it so tough, they said it started off as a sports injury in high school. So then they were on pain medicine, and then they no longer had the prescription. So then they just ventured outside, and that's when they got, because fentanyl's cheap. And they, you know, a lot of the young people said that they can stay high all day off of $5. Off of $5. So, you know, that's the sad thing.
Residents of the Tenderloin have reported persistent bad odors due to a severe public sanitation crisis stemming from widespread homelessness, drug use, and insufficient public services. The odors are primarily caused by human waste, garbage, and other refuse. Key factors include widespread public defecation and urination, with reports describing sidewalks covered in human feces and urine. One resident noted you're walking and you smell it and you have to hold your breath. A New York Times article called one Tenderloin block the dirtiest block in San Francisco due to the overwhelming presence of human waste. Homelessness and inadequate public toilets, despite programs like the Pit Stop, mean the number of unhoused people far exceeds available restroom facilities. Many public restrooms were also closed, exacerbating the problem. Piles of trash and discarded materials accumulate on the streets, and cleanup workers regularly remove large amounts of waste, but the problem returns quickly. The prevalence of open drug use contributes to the sanitation crisis, with DPW cleanup crews frequently finding thousands of discarded syringes and other drug paraphernalia. The use of certain drugs, like methamphetamine and fentanyl, also produces offensive odors. The newly elected mayor Daniel Lurie has DPW on the streets 7 days a week, cleaning up Tenderloin neighborhoods one block at a time. Residents are starting to see a change, coming out and enjoying living in the Tenderloin district because they feel safe, due in large part to a large police presence on every block south of Market Street, along with community ambassadors, Code Tenderloin, and Urban Alchemy.
Alcohol is my drug of choice, and if it ain't alcohol, it's marijuana. But fentanyl, no thank you. Speed, no thank you. I want nothing more than alcohol, pot, and cigarettes. And that's a bad enough fucking habit in every single way.
Mr. Lurie, the mayor of San Francisco, he's a piece of shit. He doesn't like the people of San Francisco, especially the people that are low income. He wants to shut everything down. He just hates us, hates us, hates us. And I want to say, mayor.
Person that can't champion for themselves and I see someone picking on them, hey, I'll fuck that dude up. I'll jump in and fuck that bully to pieces, man. Yeah, I don't like those people, man. What the cops?
We need more cops down here. Yeah. There's not enough cops. There's too many mentally ill people, psychotic. There's a lot of ex-cons. They're not in their right mind. Some of the people that they should be locked up. They should be locked up. Some of them are violent. They're bullies in the alleyways. I see things. It's not as bad perhaps in some cities in terms of violence, but the elderly are abused and robbed and taken advantage of. I've seen it with my own two eyes lots of times. But overall, it's a good thing that somebody cares. But yeah, more homeless shelters. But even generic ones, just a cot, a bed, if nothing else, just somewhere to stay overnight, and they don't even have to stay there all day. But getting off the street, it's cold and windy out here. It's wet, and a lot of these people that are just subject to physical violence.
I'm here from California, homeless. We're staying at the Baldwin, and they won't let me come in to get my stuff. I just now got assaulted by one of the janitor guys over here because he said that I was in his way or something like that. I wouldn't move because there was squirting the sidewalk, which is not true. And so he punched me in the head, and nobody will help. I've been to 5 different businesses already to try to make a phone call, and nobody will make a phone call. They won't even let me make a phone call.
Let there be peace on earth. Let the peace of God rule in our hearts. Let the God in you have peace. Peace of God rule in our hearts. Let our hearts be ruled by peace. If we all have peace, my goodness gracious, there will be no room for corruption.
People running around here like zombies. You think they'd be scared of the fact that they're dying from the fentanyl, but they're not. They gravitate toward it more because they like the fact that it gets them high, a high so high that they might die. So they like to gamble on that. You know what I'm talking about? They gamble on their life. Live or die. They rather die than live. By taking a chance on messing with a drug that one hit could be the rest of their life could be over.
If you have a family member and that family member is living this at-risk lifestyle, they're addicted to drugs, alcohol, or whatnot, and you know that their life has been nothing but chaos and they're heading down a path to sure destruction, they're probably going to pass away if they don't change their lifestyle or whatnot. But that's your family. That's somebody you grew up with. That's somebody who's personal to you. If there's 1,000 people looking for help, and that one person that happens to get help is your family member, how would you ever think that was not successful? How would you can't find anybody that would ever tell me that, oh, this was a waste of time. Well, as you come out here and you start connecting to people, you're vested in it. You're vested in their outcome.
It's been a little challenging getting adapted here, but I got to say there's some learning lessons to it, and I'm really quite appreciative of where he's leading me. The challenges are sometimes you end up really quite cold. I've had a lot of cold nights. I think that's probably the hardest one for me is that sometimes I'm at a bus stop and I'm freezing to death, and that one's a little bit quite terrifying if you go through it enough and you're not warm enough. And I think the other one is if you're just kind of malnourished, having to navigate from one place to the other by foot. Maybe St. Anthony's has food, but you just can't get there that day you're sick. And you really kind of want to roam on Polk Street, or I think it's on Gold Gate, but they can meet. You kind of want to get there, but feet won't make it. Your feet won't get you there today. And so sometimes the challenges are, one of the biggest challenges for me are, I think, getting some drink, having enough water in my system and enough food in my system. Because sometimes you can go a day or two without food or water, more or less food. But sometimes at nighttime, the library will be closed, or you'll be over at maybe Justice Square Plaza or Yerba Buena Park. And if you don't get the water in time, that's pretty painful. I ate last night. No, I have not eaten this morning. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
residents of the Tenderloin district are relieved to find the streets clean, no longer encountering human and animal feces and urine on the sidewalks. They can walk on the sidewalks without navigating through crowds and dense clouds of fentanyl smoke polluting the air. They can safely escort their children to school due to a robust police presence in the Tenderloin district. The city is on an upward trajectory towards success.
I want to beautify this motherfucker. I wish I was an artist. I would be trying to see if I could hit up some of these buildings and shit around here, man, and beautify the city and put old school murals of how San Francisco used to be. But since I can't, I'm going to slap paint where it ain't and just clean it up.
Our time in San Francisco had come to an end, and the downtown Tenderloin district neighborhood disappeared from our sight. The opioid crisis is spiraling out of control nationwide, claiming a life every 10 minutes, and witnessing it firsthand has been heartbreaking for our film crew. Yet, it serves as a poignant reminder of the human spirit's resilience. As we head home, we are, in effect, escaping it, but for how long? And contrary to popular opinion, San Francisco is a beautiful and resilient city that continues to inspire hope and determination.
This is the voice of the streets.
We're the voice of the streets.
I'm the voice of the streets.
We the voice of the street, man.
We are the voice of the street.
We the voice of the street.
Voice of the streets.
We the voice of the streets.
I'm the voice of the streets.
We are the voice of the street.